Hello everyone. So on this channel Blackberry Boy I do talk about a lot of things. I talk about Emacs, I talk about Linux, I talk about doing a lot of things that I do, and of course I like to share whatever I am learning. I like to share my journey, and at the same time I also try to uh, make sure that every day I'm trying to learn something to improve my life, to improve my work, to improve my overall productivity, efficiency, and this is of course like my ongoing endeavor. But today, I realized something that I haven't really talked a lot about health. I don't really think I talk about exercising, what I eat. Of course, I'm not really trying to show off, but I think on this particular channel, because I talk about everything, I mean, I talk about a lot of things, but not really health and exercise in general. And I thought I'll probably, talk about it. Not, of course, like a regular series, but whenever I feel like, I guess I can talk about it. So I am 40 years old, and to be honest, I don't really feel. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. I think I'll be lying if I say that I don't feel old. But physically, I don't really think I feel any different from what I used to feel when I was 18. And uh, that is of course true for many people who are 40 or 50. But from my perspective, although I do think that I have experienced a lot, but most of my experience is, of course, on my work, because I have been working for the past 20 years. And yes, I can say that I have a lot of experience doing things that I do. But at the same time, I think health wise, I think I'm doing good. Although there was a time in my life when I used to go to gym every day, literally every day in the morning. I was going to gym, and I think I did that for like 12 years continuously. So I think that really helps when you have that. I think it is not really about it is not really actually about the uh, gym. It is more about the habit. It is more about whether you are conscious of staying healthy. Because when you go to a gym every day, or when you make an effort to improve your health, then definitely it will definitely help you in a long run. And uh, I think we all should incorporate healthy eating habits, or maybe healthy habits in general. And today I just thought I'll talk about my day, what I do on a typical day of mine. And of course I'll focus on the work. Not I'll not focus on the work, but I'll focus on what I eat, and my workout, what kind of workout I do. And I think I'm not really saying I'm an expert on health, but I think I'm quite okay health wise. Of course, I would like to improve. I would like to uh, get into even better shape. But based on my experience, based on what I have been doing for the past 20 years, majority of which, I think 12 years, more than 12 years, I was actually going to gym regularly. So I think I have a lot of things that I would love to share from my experience. Now, I normally start my day at 4 o'clock. I think I have been talking about it quite a lot. And when I start my day, I don't really eat anything. I just drink water and I straight away start my work. That is what I do, and that is what I like doing. And of course, in the beginning, when I start my day, I am fresh. I want to do things that I want to do, and usually I focus on my difficult task. So if for example, in the morning, I work on the app development, because that is where I need to like be in the zone. And once I'm done with my morning work, my most important work, I've I start with my, of course, the first meal I eat is a light breakfast around 8 o'clock in the morning, and my light breakfast is nothing but an omelette. So every day I eat at least three eggs. I like eating eggs. I think egg is like a very good uh, foods. I mean, when it comes to protein, egg is a very good protein source, but you also get. I don't really throw away the yolk, although when I eat a boiled egg, I don't really like the yolk part because it's a bit powdery. So that is why I make omelette, because I can tolerate the yolk part when it is in the omelette. So I eat just a simple egg omelette with, of course, little bit of butter, uh, maybe little bit of oil, because I think you need that, right? And of course, when you add a bit of fat in general to any food when you're cooking food, I think it will enhance the cooking, and it will actually make it a bit tasty. So I do that, and once I'm done with my light breakfast, after like 15, 20, half an hour, I go for my run. And when I go for my run, I usually run 1 mile or maybe 2 miles or maybe 3 miles, but not really a lot. But I try to run a couple of miles every day, and I try not to focus on the distance. I try to focus on increasing, not increasing, but try to focus on maintaining a pace, because I like running fast. And although there was a time when I could, and I used to enjoy running slowly, but nowadays I try to run not too fast, not too slow, but I try to maintain a pace, and I like it. And I think running is a really good when you run, and if you're able to run even a mile or even 1 kilometer, which is less than a mile, I think it is a good feedback for your. You will come to know that whether you are feeling healthy, whether your body is feeling okay. Because when you run, I think uh, it is going to give you this feedback that yes, you are able to run a mile without without too much trouble. So I do that every day, and I try to do that every day. Of course, when I'm traveling, or if there is something more urgent, I skip it. So I only do that for a mile or 2 miles, 3 miles, because I have very little window in the morning um, to do any kind of workout. So running is like the most simplest, quickest way to do something very quickly in maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And when I start my day, I just drink tea in the morning. I like having tea, and although I shouldn't really drink tea with sugar, but I don't really like drinking sugar or drinking tea without sugar, so I add sugar. And I do lift weights. So when I start my day, for 15-20 minutes, I do like some rigorous weight training. So, it could be biceps, or it could be shoulders, it could be triceps. So, or it could be just doing sit-ups, to be honest. And usually not usually, I keep my weights here. So let me show you my weights. So these are my weights, and I try to keep my weights with me all the time, so that they are accessible. And I'll talk about accessibility to your tools. Yeah, sorry. So I was just putting the weights back. Now, um, so I of course do some weight training, and training means that you're lifting weights or you're doing something a bit more rigorous. And I I mean, the biggest meal for me, it used to be breakfast, but now the biggest meal for me is lunch. So usually in my lunch, I try to. And by the way, uh, when I do my weight training, usually around that time or just after my weight training, I try to eat some fruits, maybe a couple of bananas, oranges, or whatever I have. Not really anything specific. And I also, of course, uh, eat my lunch around 2 o'clock every day. And usually I eat chicken or maybe paneer or any local, or not local, but any North Indian Mughlai food. And I used to eat 3 rotis, chapatis, but I have now reduced it to two, because I don't really think I am burning enough calories. And I think it is very important to keep track of what you're eating in terms of calories, and I'll talk about it in a while. But this is my lunch, simple lunch, and I try to eat chicken regularly, because I think you need protein, or any other form of or anything similar, like some good protein source. So my lunch is usually heavy, which is, to be honest, not massively heavy, but for me, because I don't really burn a lot. So this is actually my calorie-wise, I think, my biggest intake. Now I have tea again. So yes, I like having tea around 4 o'clock, and then when I finish my work, I go for a long walk. And usually this walk is not just a walk. I normally go to my local uh, grocery store to not like very nearby, but I try to walk like 3 or 4 miles so that I can, of course, do my walking. And on my way back, I can also buy milk. So of course I can go to my local Tesco, but I try to go to Lidl, or I try to go to a Tesco which is a bit far, like the big store. And while coming back, of course, I'm lifting some weights, and I try to walk really fast, and not really too fast. I mean, I don't really want to look weird walking too fast, but I do brisk walking. So this is, of course, another form of walking. And of course, I don't really think you burn a lot of calories, but I think when you do like low intensity exercise, it is really good to I think it is really good to burn fat if you're doing it, of course, on a regular basis. And then after my day ends, I of course relax. I mean, as you can see, by this time of the day, around 6 o'clock, I'm actually quite, not really massively tired, but yes, I want to relax. And usually in the evening, I like to have my drink. I relax. I watch YouTube videos, or maybe Netflix. No, not really Netflix. I stopped the subscription, but maybe something on Amazon Prime or Disney Plus, or maybe I watch vlogs. And this is my day. And usually I don't. So first of all, I don't really like working after 5 o'clock. After I'm back from my walk, if I have to do some simple marketing, usually between 5 or 6 o'clock, before I go for my walk, I try to make like these videos, short videos, and then of course I go for my walk. But after 6 o'clock, I don't like working at all. Even if I'm doing some working, it's more about catching up some emails or doing some miscellaneous tasks. But I try not to do anything. This is what I like to do. That I don't want to do anything after 6. I just want to relax. And of course, there are a few other things that I want to talk about, like very quickly. So, as you must have guessed, I don't really go to gym, but I have invested in these weights, which I always keep with me. I also have paddle bars. I also have paddle bars. I'll probably show you. I'll make a video. And I also have like a bike trainer, which I think I showed you. I also have those stretch bands, and I have like not just these dumbbells, but a couple of other weights. I don't really have a bench, but I am planning to buy a bench. And the reason I don't go to gym is because I literally have no time, although I would love to, but I have no time now. I mean, I'm doing so many things, and maybe I will, but in future. But I don't really think because the nearest gym is roughly like it's less than a mile from my place. So yes, it is not really that far, but still, going to the gym, spending some time there and coming back, that I might need like at least one hour, and I don't really have that 1 hour in my day. If I look at my day, so maybe in future, but not right now. And I do a lot of so for example, if I'm usually on weekends, I do, or maybe even when I'm at home, if I'm doing some weight training, I do a lot of weight exercises, like maybe push-ups, sit-ups, and if I'm because I do like a really long walk, usually on Saturday mornings, and usually when I'm in the park, or maybe in the evening, if I have time, or if I think I have energy, I just stop by because usually in UK, here, the place where I live, in each and every park, usually there are those machines, so you can just do some workout if you want. So that is what I do. But it is basically part of my schedule. I don't really do anything extra like going to a gym, and I actually eat quite a lot. When I say quite a lot, I'm talking about I eat anything. I don't really have any strict diet. For example, if on a weekend, if I have to eat fried food or a burger or fried chicken or doner kebabs, or because I'm from Delhi and we love food, we love our food. And if you're from Delhi, I'm sure you know that it is a bit difficult to live without um, those curries that we have, Mughlai food. So I eat everything, but the thing that I try is I don't really eat those things every day. I s- I try to, for example, if I'm in Delhi, I like to eat Rogan Josh. It's like one of my um, favorite dish, and I because I live near a place called Ashok Vihar, where there is a Murga market. I'm sure you know about it if you are in from Delhi. So they make like um, really wonderful uh, Rogan Josh. But I don't really go there every day. I will probably go there maybe once a week. But yes, I do eat everything, and because I like to eat everything, no, of course I don't really do. I try to do it not every day, but I keep track of my calorie intake. So I use an app called MyFitnessPal, and when I keep track of my calorie intake, it is not always accurate, but I think it is still good. Especially in UK, if you're buying something like, for example, if I'm buying a chicken, like a chicken legs or chicken breast or chicken thighs, you can scan the barcode and it will give you the calorie. And when you cook it, you can of course keep track of the, let us say, the butter or whatever oil you're using, because in the app you will get these options to, I mean, you just need to scan the barcode. And I also track my workouts, if I'm walking, if I'm lifting weights, especially for walking. You don't know the distance you're traveling. And I also keep track of my weight. So I use that um, smart scale. So you just need to stand up on it, and the moment you do it, your weight actually goes back to your mobile phone, which is wonderful. So that particular smart scale, although I care more about the body weight, but it will give you fat percentage or BMI and few other things like bone density. I'm not really sure if those things are accurate, but I think you can definitely see the trend whether you're going up or down. For me, my weight has been spot on consistent for the last 2 years, maybe in the range. I mean, of course, it's usually 500 kg more or less. That is it. And when you're doing these things regularly, when these things are part of your like daily schedule or habit, I think you end up with a very clear understanding of what kind of food is giving you maybe more weight. For example, when I eat rice, usually I gain 200, 300, sometimes half a kg next morning. I don't know why. Maybe maybe it's more, maybe it's not really the rice itself, but maybe the water retention. So I know that for me, and I always work standing up, always, literally always. But I of course take breaks regularly, and when I'm standing up, just a suggestion: don't really. I mean, it may not be relevant for you, but I have these Crocs which I keep with me, and I stand up. Not on the, I mean, because I do have a carpet as well. So when you have a carpet, and when you're using these Crocs or whatever shoes you may want to wear, uh, you will feel comfortable. Don't When I stand uh, without these Crocs, I feel slightly uncomfortable. But this is what I have been doing. I think walking, standing up is the posture for me, and I think if you're standing up whole day, you will definitely build stamina of standing up. And the thing that I wanted to talk about is keep these things accessible. For example, if you're into, I mean, for example, if you want to work out, don't really hide your weights somewhere in your cupboard or under the bed. Keep it in front of you so that you do it. For example, the parallel bars I have with me, I have it like in my lobby. So whenever I'm like walking, I just like I mean, sometimes I just do a couple of exercises, maybe some crunches, standing up, and I am trying to buy like a hanging bar, a good one, so that I can do some chin-ups if I have to. Because usually when I go out, I do chin-ups, but you can't really do a chin-up when you're like, maybe if because I am a bit shy. I want to work out when no one is looking at me, so I don't always feel comfortable doing these body weight exercises when people are around me. So when you have these things at your home, then I think you will do it in case you want to do it. I also have a bike trainer, which I of course showed you. So when you have these things at your home, you should make these things accessible to you so that you just do them without even thinking about it. Because when you go to a gym, going to a gym is like, it's like an event. And when it is an event and not a routine, then you may not be able to do it for a long time. So these are the things that I thought I'll probably talk about. And I, of course, wanted to organize my thoughts by making these notes so you know what I'm talking about and you can, of course, maybe relate. And as you can see, there is no dinner. So this is something which I am not massively strict about. I mean, sometimes, after a couple of beers or maybe a couple of packs of whiskey, you do feel like drinking. You do feel like eating something. But usually if I'm, usually my late evenings are maybe some, light peanuts. Maybe I'll put something in the oven, like some roasted chicken, but not always. I mean, I try to skip my dinner. So as you can see, I focus more. I mean, these things that I've shown here. So my objective is not really bodybuilding. My objective is not to lose weight. It is more about being consistent. Being consistent about your health. For example, if I look at my my app for body weight or my workouts, I mean, of course, I don't really care if I'm running 1 mile or 2 miles, but if I see that, okay, I missed 2 days in a row, then it is a concern for me. And because I keep track of my calorie intake, it is not really about the calorie itself. It is more about, okay, I ate maybe maybe twice at McDonald's this week, so that is definitely concerning. So it's more about making yourself aware and ensuring that you're doing whatever you're trying to do, like maintaining your weight or being healthy or being able to run 2 miles every day for a long time. And good thing about these things is that I can always like scale up, or I'm using the word scale up. That is what we do when we talk about IT. So when I have to like do one thing a bit more than others, I can. And I can always go down. So the graph is always like, up and down, but it is never really, so there is like a threshold. I try not to cross the threshold. And this is something that I also recommend. If you if you do these things regularly, and if you make it a habit, or if you try to make it your habit to do these things, small things every day, then I think 40, 50, 60, 70 is not really an old age. I know a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people who are actually in their 70s, and I had no idea they are actually 70-year-old. So it is okay to be old. I guess there is no control over it. You will definitely grow old. But if you are old and you are fit, or you feel fit, or you look fit, then I think that is really important. And the last thing that I want to say is that then I think you should always invest in your health. It could be buying health equipment, or it could be buying a gym subscription. I think buying health equipment is definitely the cheapest. And when you have these things at your home, you will do it. I mean, when I have these dumbbells with me, I mean, sometimes I just lift them and do farmer's walk. Like I go downstairs, I come upstairs. Sometimes I do farmer's walk by lifting the weights on my shoulders. And if you do it regularly, if you make it fun, then you will do it. And also, I've started doing a lot of gardening work. I've started doing house repair work. And I think when you do it, like for the last 2 days, this weekend I was doing painting in my house. And I think my whole body is aching in a good way, because I know I have been working. I have been lifting, those paint containers. I am doing painting every day. So I can actually feel it in my body, and it's a good feeling. So that is all. I think this video is like a bit long, 24 minutes, but I think we are doing it for health and happy life. All right, that is all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much.